Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today is February favorites. That's what we're going to be talking about. The best of the best, the products that have just stood out to me this month. I can't wait to tell you guys about these products. This is my first favorites video. I watch these all the time and it's how I get a lot of my, I guess, encouragement to buy or avoid certain products. So without further ado, we're gonna dive right in. If you guys like this video, give me a like or a thumbs up, and I would love to see you here next time. So subscribe and we'll get right into it. Thank you so much for watching. All right, first things first, we have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. I love this setting spray. This is probably the third or fourth time I've purchased this product. It's $5.99. It's super affordable, and I just think it performs perfectly. I love the mister on it. I love that it's just affordable, and I just think that for the $4.99 or $5.99, it just does exactly what it says it's gonna do. I really feel like it does help prolong the wear of my makeup, and I do think it helps melt sort of all of those powdered products together to give a more natural appearance on the skin. So this is definitely a win for me. It's a win for me every month, but I have been using it quite a bit this month. So the next product I have is this e.l.f. Lippy. These are new to their line. This is their liquid matte lipstick, and I got mine in the shade Praline. I like this so much, you guys, that I would love to get the other two. There's like a berry shade and a little bit more of like a nude shade. I can't remember the names of them, but I love the way that this wears. Now it is a bit drying, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not one of those that dries and crumbles off. I think the shade is very flattering, and yeah, I've just been using this pretty consistently this month, so I wanted to mention that. The next product I have is a brow product. Now this is the LA Girl Shady Slim. I love this. I think that this is a amazing little brow product. I am out, but it's one of those little micro brow pencils. I use this entirely this month in terms of like outlining my brows, which is typically what I would do to begin the brow product or process. I like the spoolie on it. I think it's a comparable brow pencil to the Brow Wiz. It's not an exact dupe in the sense that I find this to be a bit more creamier than the Brow Wiz, but yeah, I thought it performed brilliantly. I think it's, you know, great for the price, and the only thing I would do different next time is I wouldn't get this shade again. This is a little bit too warm tone for me, but the beauty of it is they have several shades to choose from. So next time I pick this up, I am going to pick up a different shade, but I think it's an amazing brow product. The next product is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I've been trying to work through this. I have about this much left of the bottle. I love this foundation. It is one of my holy grails. I think it's beautiful. I think it's worth every single penny. I just need to work through it. It's a little over a year old now, so I pretty much put it in my drawer, and I've been using it consistently this month, and it's just a favorite because it's always a favorite. If you've never tried this out, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you have oily skin, because this is one of those products that just really stays on no matter what. I have never had this separate on my face. I've never had any issues with it, you know, breaking apart throughout the day. It's just beautiful. The only qualm I have is it doesn't have a pump, and it's also, it can tend to look a little bit heavy or makeup-like, but you can always shear this down with a little bit of an oil or like a very, you know, illuminating primer. There are ways to shear this out, and it's just amazing, you guys. If you've never checked this out, I would definitely check it out. I did just recently put this in my top 4 for my high-end foundations, and it's just because I love it so much, so very much. I do have a few brushes I want to mention to you guys. These are just my standout eye brushes for the month. I mean, they're just the ones that I continuously seem to reach for one reason or the other. So the first one is from LA Colors, and this is just their blending brush. I have been using this for applying my eye primer. I think this shears out my eye primer, blends it out perfectly. I do need to wash it because, you know, it's a little bit stiff with with product in it. But yeah, when this is dirty and I need to clean it, I definitely miss it. So I thought it was worth mentioning. I also think it's like a couple bucks at most. I think it was $1.99. The next one I have is the Sigma E25 blending brush. This is dirty. I did use it today, but this is such a beautiful blending brush. What I love about this is you can take it this way and really get that precise crease work, and then you can turn it this way and sort of blend it out. So this is kind of a multifunctional brush. I reach for it every single time I do my eyeshadow, and I would really love to get a few more of these as backups, so when one's dirty I have another one to go to. But yeah, you guys, definitely worth the money. I know Sigma brushes are a little bit spendy, but they're definitely worth it in my opinion. The next one here is just from Wet n Wild. This is just, I think this is their large eyeshadow brush, but what I love this for is, first of all, I love the shape. I love how easy this is to like apply shimmers or glitters to my crease. It just hugs this shape perfectly. It's a synthetic brush, so it packs on product amazingly. I've used this with mattes, I've used this with shimmers, and every time I go to put a shadow on my lid, I'm looking for this brush. It's like 99 cents. Definitely worth the money. I love it. This one is new to me. This is the Morphe M507, and this is what it looks like. It's just a really teeny tiny tapered, very tapered little precision brush. I use this to apply a deeper shade into my crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I have to be very specific about placement of shadows, and this is exactly what I need. I've been looking for something that could do precise crease work that would also sort of help blend and diffuse at the same time, and this has really done that for me, so I'm really happy to have that. And then the last one I wanted to mention is the Sigma E40. Now, me personally, I find this to be a bit too large for my eyes when it comes to applying that transition shade, but what I like this for is going in with my setting shade, whatever I'm using to set down my primer. This makes it so easy, so efficient. I'm able to just dust it right in there because of its size. It's super soft, it diffuses shadow brilliantly, and again, Sigma brushes in my opinion are a little spendy, but I think they're definitely worth it. You can tell the quality is better than Morphe in my opinion, but the price also reflects that. All right, so I have a lash glue, and this is from Kiss. Now, this is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive Lash Couture. I believe this is new to them. It's got like that red lash writing on there. I believe this is new to them. I know they've had a strip lash adhesive similar with the brush tip, but I think this Lash Couture one is new. Either way, you guys, I've been using Duo in the past, and I found it to take, is it just me, or does Duo glue take forever to dry? I just found myself sitting there, like I could literally get both of my eyebrows lined and filled in the time that it would take to get one lash dried down enough to where I could go in and apply it. This cuts my time in half, at least in half, and it's the same price. I feel like this is also a bit stickier than the Duo glue in terms of really keeping my lashes on all day. There were a couple times that I had my lashes pop up on me using the Duo glue, and I have yet to have that happen with this glue, so I highly recommend it. It's the same price. This is my new lash glue. I love it. The NYX HD Blush in Taupe. You guys, this is just, I keep trying different contour shades, different palettes. This is just my shade. It's just my jam. I love this for contour. To me, this is the perfect cool tone shade to get that perfect shadow, you know, that you're looking to get out of a contour shade. I love the formula. It's blendable. It's so easy to work with, and of course the color is just spot on. It's in the shade Taupe. I know this is a blush, but I don't know. I mean, this is a very different blush. You know what I mean? To me, this is definitely more of a contour shade. I actually have a backup of this already on deck because I can't get enough of it. It's like one of those holy grail products. The next thing I have is a mascara. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Length. This is almost gone. I have a few more applications and then I will need to toss it. But what I love this for is my lower lash line. I love the wand for my lower lashes. Those little tiny little bristles, how tiny this little wand is, it just makes it so easy to get right in there and coat all of those little lashes. So this for me is again one of those holy grails. I reach for this a lot and I just thought it was worth mentioning. I've used it entirely up pretty much this month. Now in the beginning it is very wet. I do recommend sort of opening it and letting it dry out for a couple days before really using it, but once it's broken in, it's amazing. It's also super duper affordable. Now to set my eye primer, I have been using the new formula of the Creme Brulee Single Shadow. This is everything, you guys. This is such a beautiful shadow. It is so soft. These Wet n Wild mattes are really blowing me away. But this is just the perfect shade for me when it comes to setting my primer down and kind of canceling out any darkness, veins on my eyelids before going in with shadow. So this for me is a must-have. It's 99 cents. If you're my complexion or lighter, I would definitely check this out. I think you'll love it. It's just one of those staples to have around. Not every palette has that setter shade, and this is a must-have. The Maybelline Fit Me has been my concealer of the month. I've used probably 3 or 4 of these, honestly. But I love the consistency of this. I think it is such a great concealer. I mean, this to me is comparable to some of my high-end concealers. I have high-end concealers that I don't love as much as this. I think this comes in at around $7.99. I use the shade Fair, and I love it, you guys. I think I already have a backup of it in my stash drawer because it's just one of those things that I just don't want to be without. So if you've not tried this out, definitely check it out. It's so creamy, so blendable. I think you'll really be impressed. I have another mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, and this is just what I've been using to basically blend my falsies in with my regular lashes. I love the formula. I love the brush. I love how this coats my lashes, blends everything in. It never budges, never smudges. It's just awesome. I think this is my 3rd tube of this mascara. It's been a favorite for a while, but I used it this month and it just makes me, you know, remember why I love it so much. The Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have a sample of this, and you know, you guys, I've used so many different primers, and while I like a lot of primers, this is just one of my favorites. It never fails me. My shadows always look as pigmented at the end of the day as they did when I first applied them. It's just one of those products that is just never gonna fail you. I know that this is a small tube, but this size will last you literally forever. So if you can get a sample size of this, I say like spend your Sephora points, get it however you can get it, because it's awesome. It is awesome. This is in the original. Also, they have different, you know, varieties of this primer. I like the original. It's all I've ever used from Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I love it. I have a couple lip products I want to mention, a couple more lip products. The first one is the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Soft Spoken. I have loved this for such a long time. I already have a backup of it. It's just that perfect, like your lips but better shade. It is a little bit on the, like the mauve side, but I love it. I love this formula. Also, I feel like it's comfortable. It doesn't crumble on me throughout the day. It's not overtly drying, and I like to combine it with the NYX Slide On Glide On in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. This is a staple for me, you guys. If you've never tried this formula from NYX when it comes to their eyeliners and lip liners, I say definitely pick one up. Whatever shade is gonna work best for you, get it. They're around $7.99. You do have to sharpen them, but these, they set down. Like, you can apply it, it's nice and creamy, you have, you know, time to work with it, but once it sets down, it sets down. And then again, this is just that perfect shade for like overdrawing my lips. It's just a Your Lips But Better, and I have already gone through one of these. This is my second one, so I need to repurchase so that I have my backup, because it's just one of those things I don't ever want to be without. I have a blush to mention. This is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Bare Peach. I love these. I love these blushes from Burt's Bees, you guys. They're beautiful. They're pigmented without being too pigmented. I love this shade. It's very natural. It adds just a nice wash of color without being too much. So when you go in with a super bold eye look and you don't want your blush to be the center of attention, this is the one that I reach for. I find these to be incredibly long wearing. They are around $10, which in my opinion for a drugstore blush is a little spendy, but it's definitely worth the money. I don't mind spending money on a product that works, and I would be interested to pick up the other shade. They have two other shades. I would be interested in picking up the pinky shade, because that's just more up my alley. But yeah, I've been really loving this. I have the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit. I have never taken the plastic off. I'm weird like that. I keep all of my things in the unicarton. I just like to keep my makeup nice and pretty. But yes, you guys, this I picked up at TJ Maxx actually. It was on sale for like $19.99 is what I bought it for. They still have this in store full price, so I don't know why they're discounting them. Maybe it's because these are the pans that don't pop out, but I have tried several cream contouring products over the past month or two, and this is just the best one. I mean, you can see I've really made some dents in these shades. I think tonally this is perfect for my complexion, and I just haven't found anything to compare. I keep going back to this. I'll try a new product, it doesn't compare, so I go back to this. I've never touched these three shades, which is unfortunate. I should try them out. I'm just not a huge fan of like these sort of like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this kind of concealer or brightener, highlighter, whatever. I usually just use a concealer, you know, in a, like the Fit Me. But I should really try these out. But as far as these shades go, I already have a backup. While they're at TJ Maxx, I just figured I'd go ahead and pick it up because I'm going through this pretty quickly. I love it. The formula is a little bit dry compared to some of the others I've tried, but it's incredible. Tonally, it's perfect. It's really hard to find the right tone of contour when you are fair complected, and I just feel like all three of these I can get use out of, which is also rare. I have the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Glow Foundation. So this is her new baked foundation that she came out with. She has her Baked and Balance regular foundation. This is the illuminating version. She just launched this maybe a month or so ago. You guys, this is stunning. I'm obsessed with this. I had to put it back in my drawer because I just kept reaching for it and I wasn't trying anything that I needed to be testing. But as you can see, it just has this beautiful sheen and it just makes your skin look like it's glowing from within without being heavy. It's like a miracle product. The powder is so lightweight. I can't get over how lightweight this powder is. I will typically, you know, do all of my creams and then I'll set with a translucent powder because that's just what lasts the longest on me. But I'll take a nice big fluffy brush, dip into this and just sort of dust it all over, and it just makes my skin look so radiant and beautiful. You guys, try this out. I picked up the shade Fair, but the next time you're in Ulta, swatch this. Swatch it, try it out. I think Laura Geller is so underrated. You'll hear a lot about her on my channel because I love her products. But yeah, is it just me, or do you feel like she's underrated too? I don't know. I'm obsessed with her blushes. Her powdered formulas are brilliant, and this is no exception. And then I have the Maybelline Master Chrome in Rose, what is this? Molten Rose Gold. So I picked up the gold one when it came out and I loved the formula. I thought the formula was brilliant. However, it was a bit too dark for me, so I did declutter it to a friend of mine. So when they came out with this pink one, I had to snag it. This is so beautiful. It is such a soft, It's so soft, you guys. I can't get over how soft it is, and it's just so ultra reflective. It just gives you that wet highlight look, and it never looks heavy. Like this just, you guys, I can't. I had to put this back into my drawer, into my stash, because I kept reaching for it over and over and over again. I cannot say enough about this. It is $10, but it's worth every penny. You get quite a bit of product in here, so it should last you for quite a while. And yes, you guys, I think it's definitely worth it. And then I have a few eyeshadow palettes. So two of them are these from Huda Beauty. These are the Obsessions palettes, and I am obsessed with these. You guys, they're totally worth the 27 bucks. They're totally worth all of the hype. I actually picked these up the same time I picked up the Desert Dusk palette, and I have since returned the Desert Dusk palette because compared to these, that palette did not perform on the same level. The shades are absolutely beautiful. I love mattes, so I love that you get predominantly mattes in here, and they're just amazing. These mattes are amazing. I cannot get over it. It made me disappointed in the way that the Desert Dusk performed. I just felt like it just wasn't the same. It didn't perform on the same level, and for 65 bucks, it had to go back. That's just such a lot of money for a palette to not feel like the quality is incredible. That's just how I felt about it. So that's what I ended up doing with the Desert Dusk. Those though, I want the other two. I am just like blown away. And then the last eyeshadow palette is this one here from Wet n Wild. It's their Rosé in the Air palette. Now, with these palettes they just released, the mattes are incredible. They're absolutely incredible. However, the shimmers are a little lackluster in my opinion. You really have to build them up in order to get anything out of it. So I think the reason this is my favorite, I do love the shades. I love that it's a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. We all love that palette, but it's because it's predominantly matte. You only get these two shimmers, which to me is I prefer that. You know, I like the option of having a little zhuzh if I want it, but I really love matte shades. I have hooded eyes, they just suit me best. But yes, you guys, these mattes are so soft, they're so pigmented, they blend beautifully. And I'm in awe. I'm in awe that this is $4.99 and the quality is what it is. So if you're thinking about picking these up, I would say this one is definitely the best of the four. I don't know. That's just me. What do you guys think? What's your favorite new Wet n Wild palette? I'd be curious to know. And then I have just two more products, you guys, and we'll be all done. I have this lip liner from Buxom. This is the Plump Line lip liner in the shade Dolly Danger. I love this formula. I think this shade is absolutely beautiful. It's what I have on my lips now. And yes, you do have to sharpen these, you guys, but they sharpen really easily. And you get such a huge amount of product. Like, this will last forever. I'm not crazy about this gimmick on the end. It's supposed to, like, you know, smudge it so you can ombre if you want. But to me, I would rather just have that much more product personally. But the formula is creamy. They last forever on the lips and they're comfortable. So I have been pairing this with just a gloss and wearing it like that. If you've never tried these, I would definitely recommend trying them out. And then the last product I have is a sample size here of the Stay Matte Universal Blotting Powder from Clinique. So this is one of those products that you really don't think anything of. It just lives in your makeup bag. You use it every day, but it's not like something that stands out enough that you would think to talk about it. But you guys, I have to have this powder. This is something that I carry with me every single day in case I have, you know, mascara that smudges or an area that, you know, with my blotting papers just still looks too dewy, you know, too oily. This remedies it, and I love that it's a clear translucent pressed powder. It mattifies without looking, you know, stark white, and it's just beautiful. When this is gone, I'll pick up the full size. I thought it was worth mentioning because I reach for it every day in my makeup bag. So that's what it looks like in the sample size. I'm not sure what the packaging looks like in full size, but if you're oily and you need something to help throughout the day, I would definitely recommend checking out this Clinique powder. And that is it, you guys. Those are my favorites. Those are my standouts of the month. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to see you here next time, so subscribe, click the bell. It would be great to have you on board. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.